Hello everybody, I'm Ray Lopez and I am here at Rob's Vlog. I'm glad to be here with you on this Tuesday, February 26, 2013. Today we're going to talk about Donald Miller's book, A Million Miles in 1,000 Years. It was subtitled, What I Learned While Editing My Life. So let me give you a little background about the book. I first heard about Donald Miller about 7 or 8 years ago. It was in 2003 that he wrote Blue Like Jazz, non-religious thoughts on Christian spirituality, and it was a book about his journey into a deeper understanding of what it meant to follow Christ. He had a really interesting string of events that happened that he recorded in Blue Like Jazz, and it wasn't long after that book gained popularity that filmmaker Steve Taylor decided to adapt Blue Like Jazz into a film. Now, anybody that has read the book would realize that the book is a collection of essays. It's not really a narrative per se, just a collection of vignettes and random thoughts on spirituality by Donald Miller. And what they did was take those thoughts and the themes and the concepts in Blue Like Jazz, and they wove them into a narrative that became the film Blue Like Jazz, which came out last year. Well, Donald Miller, in the process of editing his life into a screenplay, he realized that he had gotten into a slump after Blue Like Jazz achieved a lot of success. Rather than enjoying the fruits of that success, he found himself in this kind of dark funk, and he didn't like the story that his life was telling. And so he began to put himself into situations and scenarios that required more effort on his part, that required more of him, and he became more engaged with life, and his life began to unfold into a story that from his perspective was worth telling. And it drastically changed his perspective on what it means for a person's life to tell a good story, and out of those learnings came the book, A Million Miles in 1,000 Years. It's a great collection of, again, vignettes and situations from Donald Miller's life and thoughts on how to tell a better story with the life that God's given you. And I would encourage everyone to go out and get a copy of it. It came out in 2009, so it's been out for a few years. Out of that book, Donald Miller developed a conference called Storyline, in which he walks people through a process of mapping out your life story, determining where it is that you want to go with your life, and then starting to put yourself in situations to take you in that direction. And that conference is also available in a workbook that you can get on Amazon, I believe. So, that in a nutshell is Donald Miller's book, A Million Miles in 1,000 Years. It's a great read. I'm actually going through it a second time myself, as I'm also working through the Storyline workbook, and I would encourage everyone to check that out. Last week we had a question of the day that had to do with the Oscars, which were this past Sunday, and the question was, which movie do you think is going to win Best Picture? Well, ARGO won Best Picture at the Oscars this year. So here's the question this week, yes or no? Do you agree with ARGO winning Best Picture? If no, which film did you think should have won Best Picture? Simple yes or no question, but if you answer no, I want to hear what film you thought should have won. All right, well, that's it for this week, and I will see you next Tuesday right here.